Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of taps. Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, this will conclude the military honors portion of our ceremony this morning. At this time, I'd like to open the floor to friends and family. If you'd like to say a few words, share a memory or two, or close in a prayer, you're welcome to do so now.
Well, I want to share a memory with my dad. Not over till God says it's over, first of all. And I want to share the memories that my dad was a provider and a protector. And even though my dad, he loved me the way that he knew how to love me. And the way he knew how to love me was through protecting and providing. And many times, like when my bike got stolen, I had money. I had a lot of money. My dad said, I'm going to buy you a bike. I said, no, Daddy, I'm going to buy me a bike. Nope, me and Stephen are coming over. I'm going to buy you the bike. So 8 o'clock in the morning, they came over the next day, got me a bike. And then when my bike, the tire was flat, Daddy said, what's going on with your bike? And I said, Stephen can't fix it till Saturday. My dad said, okay. And the next thing I know, I came home from church that Tuesday. My bike tire was fixed. Dad said, I went and took it over to his friend's house, the friend right here. Said, and he fixed it. And he goes, and I bought you a light for your bike because you're running out there, you're riding that bike at night and you don't even have a light on the bike. And then I was like, wow, Daddy, thank you for that. Then Daddy said, come over here. This was some days later. And he gave me his car keys. And he goes, I said, Daddy, what do you want me to do? Oh, you don't need to be riding that bike. I'm trying to see if you can get my car out of the garage without tearing it up. And I said, whoa, Daddy, you got that big old thing on the back? I may scrape your car. And he goes, give me my keys. You just give them back there. I don't want you tearing up my car. And so Daddy was going to let me drive his car. And then the other thing was that I didn't have a phone. My phone got cut off. I'm riding my bike. I don't care. I ride my bike at 11 o'clock at night. I just got to do what I got to do. And so when Daddy was talking out in the lawn, Daddy was smoking a cigarette, and I heard Daddy say, oh, that girl needs a phone. She's riding out there at night, all of this, and she don't have a phone. And then when we left, Daddy came in. How much you pay for your phone bill? I said, $50. And Daddy said, get in the car, I'm going to get you on my plan, and you're going to pay me $25. And we went up there. Daddy cussed me out the whole time, but he got me on there with his plan, and I paid him the $25. And he said, you pay me a month in advance. And I said, no, Daddy, I'm going to pay you 2 months in advance. Here's $200. And the last thing I want to say, the last two things. Then my daddy, he said, Connie, and he said to me about my, losing my train of thought. So then my dad said about I can't remember now. Okay, but anyways, I want to end it by saying every time that I needed something, my dad was there. Every time. Even when I was 15 and I wanted some $200 contact lenses. I asked Mama, and she said, I'm not paying no $200 for those contact lenses. You better call Lonnie. And my dad said, yes, Connie, I'm going to buy you those contact lenses. Then I needed to learn how to drive. I needed someone with me. I said, Mama, me and Mousy went to the school, you know, and we got to get our license so some grown adult got to ride with us. Would you ride with me? She said, I'm not riding with you. You don't know how to drive. You better call Lonnie. And I called my dad, and my dad said, Connie, we're going to go in the grocery store parking lot when there's no cars, and I'm going to be with you those 2 days. And Daddy did. So I want to say, and when somebody called me a name, Daddy was my protector. Someone called me a bad name, and Daddy said, "You don't call my daughter that. She's not that. I didn't tell you what." And so I want to say thank you to my dad. When my daddy was on drugs, you know what he said? I was just a little kid. Daddy said, "Connie, don't do what I'm doing." He was clean for over 30-something years. But thank God for that. But he said, "Connie, don't do what I'm doing. I'm hooked. I'm hooked. Don't ever do drugs. Don't ever do drugs." And I will never forget that, because my dad didn't pull me into doing drugs or have me being a runner out there running drugs. My dad said, "Don't do drugs." And I never forgot that. And I smoked marijuana 3 times. It scared me so bad. It just scared me. And I want to say, it scared me because my dad had put that in me, and watching him go through what he went through, I went, that's it for me. I'm not never doing this again. I was 15 years old. And so when me and Mousy went to the party, and she picked up the joint, and I said, "Let me see it." She goes, "Let's smoke it." And I said, "Let me see it." And then I took it about it. And so I want to thank God.
Oh, gosh.
My daddy said this before we parted. He said, "Connie," this was when my mommy passed. My daddy said, "Connie," he said, "I know that your mama was really saved. You got to stop all this crying. You're gonna drive yourself crazy." And he said, "And you're gonna end up in the hospital. Then who am I gonna have to yell at then?" And I said, "Nobody, Daddy, because I'm never gonna yell at." And then he said, "So you got to stop this crying, Connie." He said, "Your mama is in good hands. She's in all state hands." And he just makes these jokes, you know. And I just started laughing because I needed to laugh that day. And so I said, "Daddy, how you know Mama was really saved?" "I know Mama was really saved." "But how you know?" Daddy said, "Because your mama was praying in there and speaking in tongues every night." And I said, "How?" And the last thing I want to say about my dad is this. My dad, I said, "Daddy, did you have any friends when you were growing up? Who did you play with?" Because he called me the veteran. He said it was Veterans Day coming up. And he usually take Mama out to eat. But he said, "Connie, I want to take you out to eat. Meet me at Sizzler's." So I met him there, and we were talking. And I said, "Who did you play with?" Daddy said, "Nobody. I didn't play with nobody." And I said, "Daddy, who did you fellowship with? You need to fellowship with people." And he said, "I didn't, just my grandpa." And his grandpa, my daddy fellowship with. And I want to thank the Lord that I did get to fellowship with my dad's son before he passed on. We brought him out here from Gary, bless her soul. And I want to thank God that I did get to spend time.
Okay, amen.
Would anyone else like to share before we close our service today?
Short.
Who?
No, I said, do anybody want to say something short?
So I will miss Granddaddy. He was, every time I come home from leave and everything like that, you know, he'd show me off to his newspaper buddies, and I'd be like, "Why?" and stuff. So, but he did in his own way, as she said, show you love in different ways. That's all. Let's be honest. Granddad could be mean sometimes, but to me it was funny. It was really, really funny. And I know going to the house now is going to be different, because my last stop out the house was to Granddaddy, a kiss on the forehead to say bye. So I will miss him.
Well, my name is Mary Hayes, and I was once married to Lonnie Hayes. I had 2 sons by him. And then also, when he met Yuffie, Jazeera, he really loved her like I do. And she missed him so bad that I have been consoling her up to this day. I didn't know how she would respond to coming to the house without seeing him there. But she responded pretty good. But we miss him, and he bought her a big TV for her room, bigger than her wall. He loved her. This was before he passed away. He really loved her. And she loved him, and we all love him. We all love him. In the end, he was a righteous man to us. He came to his sons and made up for the years that we weren't together. And I didn't hold it against him. When he came to me and asked me, can I introduce myself to my children and be with them? I said, sure, of course. And it was on ever since. As a matter of fact, he was coming to our house for Thanksgiving. But, you know, he'll be in our hearts for Thanksgiving. And thank you, everyone.
My name is Anthony Courtney. I was raised by Lonnie. That was my dad. It's interesting how I can learn how to be a Courtney from a Hayes. He taught me how to be a man. You got knuckleheads out there. And when I acted like him, I felt it. He let me feel that. He wasn't playing. You know, and I love him for that. Because had it not been for that, I ain't never spent a day in jail. I ain't never got in no serious trouble. He taught me to have integrity and to do your best. And I love to miss my dad. That was my dad.
I'm taking applications for road dogs.
For what?
Yes, Lord. We've been to every casino within 100-mile radius of Elk Road. We just had so much fun. We'll miss him.
I want to say one more thing. My daddy said, I love you, Connie, with all. He said, I love you, Connie, from the bottom of my heart. And that's what my dad said to me one time. He said, Connie, I'm in the hospital because I had a heart attack because I talked to you in the wrong way. And he said, and God didn't want me to talk to you like that. He said, but I want you to know I love you from the bottom of my heart. And my mom said, well, Connie, Lonnie never even told me he loved me from the bottom up. She said, well, Lonnie said that? I said, yes, he did, because he really loved me from the bottom of his heart.
All right.
I mean, I'll just say, just real quick, I didn't get to spend as much. I wish I would have spent more time with my granddad, but I thought I had more time. But I didn't get to spend as much time. But the time I did spend was going to be a good time. The time I did spend was a good time. We would go to Sizzlers all the time for Father's Day and things like that. So if you got people in your life that you love, just make sure you spend that time with them before it's too late. So, but yeah, I love them and I miss them. So that's it.
That was recorded.
Yeah, no,
One second.
I love Granddad.
Jarrell, did you want to say something?
I'm not good at speaking.
I'm gonna miss Granddad. I already miss him right now. Granddad was my father figure before I met my own father, and so he used to take me out to breakfast every day in a Cadillac Coupe de Ville. That brown thing, and I'll never forget stuff like that. I'm gonna miss cutting his hair. I didn't cut it as, you know, I ain't keep him clean as often as I should have and could have. And I'll think about that too, but I miss him and I love him and respect him.
Well, got to know my dad. Dad is pretty awesome. I can say that. He said, I don't know. hear stories about him, you know, his younger years. I got to know the old man, so that's what he is, my old man. I don't know, he made it his priority. He got to know all my kids. We're all Hayes. My sons, they love him. And they didn't know a time without him. She doesn't know a time without him, so it's gonna be hard for her to move on, but she got a lot of good memories. He made a lot of good memories for us. It was uncomfortable calling him dad at first, but at the end, that was my dad. Like, man, he would call and we would talk all the time. And he'd always, before we get off the phone, he'd say, I love you. And I just really miss my dad. And I'll never forget him. Yeah.
All right, folks, so with that, I'll go ahead and close our service. On behalf of myself and staff here at Sacramento Valley National Cemetery, we'd like to thank you for your attendance and wish you a safe home. Thank you very much.